Have you ever felt like posting on social media is just a waste of time? Have you asked yourself, well, what's the point if I'm not getting many likes or I only have a few followers? Do you ever get the feeling that no one's listening? I hear this a lot, and it is easy to feel that the effort you put into a post simply isn't worth the reaction it gets, especially if you're only looking at likes, views or follows. I'm Simon Batchelor, and in this video I'll explain how you can look past those numbers and make content that engages and inspires the people that you really want to work with. What a lot of people focus on is the numbers, and the thing is, they don't measure your reputation. Your online reputation is harder to measure, it takes longer to establish, and it actually matters much more to your success. This prompts the question, how can I build a reputation as the go-to person for what you do? You don't need to become a guru. Luckily, you just need to be you. When playing the social media game, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to the popular accounts or influencers. They have such large numbers of followers that surely whatever they do is easy, and by implication, whatever they're doing must be right. But more followers doesn't necessarily mean more impact. Your social media followship doesn't equate your social media reach. Usually the number of followers is just a vanity metric, a measure that might look good to yourself or others but doesn't actually tell you anything about how well you're really doing. Unfortunately, social media channels have a vested interest in making you think that follower numbers matter, even though the likes of a particular post never approach the number of followers an account has, no matter how popular it is. The number of likes or reactions that a post may get is never consistently the number of followers that that account may have. It often varies wildly. If you feel like you're creating content consistently and seeing little engagement, remember these two things. Many of those so-called influencers and social media royalty were actually early adopters, and they started out when the playing field was much less crowded. Secondly, they usually have teams of people running their social media account and put significant budgets into creating their content, even though it may just look like them making it themselves. Not everything is as it seems on the surface. But if followers don't equal reach or engagement, then what does? The first thing to bear in mind is that people are listening to you. Your efforts, your content and you are definitely being noticed. Think of it this way, if you made a social media post and only 98 people liked or reacted to it, you might be slightly disappointed. However, if you had to speak to a live audience and 98 people turned up, you'd be really pleased. So if your post gets 98 views, it's the same thing. It's quite an accomplishment. In fact, most people who purchase your product or service won't necessarily engage with you or comment on your post. In the B2B space, most people are lurkers, so busy running their own businesses that they may look at or view social media, but they often don't engage with it. Just because they don't engage doesn't mean they're not seeing you. I meet plenty of people at networking events who say to me, hey, I watched your video on LinkedIn and I really liked it. But they're rarely the ones who click like or leave a comment. So hello to you if you're one of those people. I do really appreciate you watching the videos and reading the blogs. So your message will reach more people than you think it might do. Also, don't worry about starting small. Just start. Everybody starts small. I sent my first email to 4 people. I made my first 3 Instagram posts with no followers. I posted my first 15 videos and got 0 views for weeks. So forget the vanity metrics. Instead, show up and share generously with the people that you want to work with. Remember that you're not making content for you, you're making it for them. You're answering their questions, you're explaining concepts and ideas to inspire them. The aim is to get your target audience and potential clients thinking. Whether or not they like or follow, they will come back for more if they like what they see and hear. In my book, Reframing Marketing, there's a whole chapter on how to make content that will resonate with people and help you establish your reputation. Now you might be thinking, but without the likes and the follows, how do I know if it's working? Now, these likes and follows are good vanity metrics. They're good for a temporary ego boost, but not much else. Don't get sucked into obsessing about these numbers. After all, you can't put likes in your bank account or use them to pay your bills. Don't be put off creating and posting content because of a limited followship online. If it helps, I made a video on how I make content to help inspire those looking to start making content easier. So what does matter then? Well, I think what matters is steady growth in the business inquiries that you receive, or the number of conversations that you're starting with prospective clients. Be generous with the audience you have. Post content that speaks to them and their needs, and watch that audience grow organically and sustainably. If you create content that is useful, interesting and generous, people will appreciate it, share it and talk about it, even if you don't always see those reactions online. You'll become known as the go-to person for your specialism, the person people recommend to others. It's not a question of likes, it's a question of relevant, quality content. If you'd like to learn more about making content in a manageable and enjoyable way, then do check out my book, Reframing Marketing, which is a 3-step guide to effective and ethical marketing that isn't about bombarding people with content just for likes. It's a refreshing look at marketing yourself and what you do. You can find out more and order your copy at reframingmarketing.com. I'll see you in the next video.